back for more. Join us as we pick up where we left off in our latest YouTube video adventure.
Now, in this video, I'm going to tell you about some intermediate command of Nmap. First, port scanning option. Port scanning option is a crucial step in a network recognition and security testing as it helps identify potential vulnerabilities and attack surfaces that can be exploited by malicious actors. However, it's essential to note that unauthorized port scanning is illegal and can result in severe consequences. Therefore, port scanning should be only performed on a network that you have permission to scan. The first command for port scanning option is perform a fast scan. The perform a fast scan command in Nmap refers to the option hyphen capital F or hyphen hyphen fast, which tells Nmap to use a fast scan mode that is quicker than a default scan option. And the command for fast scan is sudo nmap hyphen capital F and your target. In fast scan mode, Nmap only is a scan the 100 most common port instead of 1000 most common port that are scanned by default. This can help to speed up scanning process as scanning all the 1000 port can be time consuming and must not be necessary in some cases. However, it is important to note that use the fast scan mode can also result in missing important information as it is only scan a subset of port. Therefore, it is recommended to use a fast scan mode only when speed is prioritized and to use the default scan mode when a more comprehensive scan is required. The next command of port scanning option is scan specific port. The scan specific port command in Nmap refers to the option "-p" or "-" port, which allow you to specify a list of port that you want Nmap to scan. And the command is sudo nmap hyphen small p and the port number which you want to scan. Here I am using 80 and 443 as my port number and my IP address. By default, Nmap scan 1000 most common port, but sometimes you may only be interested in scanning a specific set of ports such as those used by particular services or application. In such cases, use "-p" option can be helpful to the speed up the scanning process and provide more targeted result. For here, the example which I have taken to scan only port 80 and 443, could use the command nmap-p 80 and 443 and your IP address, where you can also specify a range of port to scan using the syntax start-end. For example, to scan a port from 1 to 100, you can use the command nmap-p 1 to 100, where target is your IP address. Here is a command for scanning 1 to 100 port sudo nmap hyphen p 1 hyphen 100 your IP address. Here you can see all 100 port on this target are being in ignore state. As earlier I told you, ignore state means the all the port from 1 to 100 are closed. The third command of port scanning option is Scan port by name. The scan port by name command in Nmap refers to the option -p, which allow you to specify a named list of port that you want Nmap to scan. The command is sudo nmap -p port number. Using port LEs can be convenient way to specify a list of port without having a remember that their numeric value. For example, you could define as an LE called web that include port commonly used by web services such as HTTP 80, HTTPS port 443, HTTP FTP port 21. To use a port LE in Nmap, use simply include the LE's name instead of numeric port number. For example, to scan the port defined in web LEs, you could use the command nmap-p web target, where the target is your IP address or hostname of target machine. You can also define your own custom port LEs using the nmap services file or by creating a custom file that lists your preferred port LEs. This can be useful if you have a specific set of port that you commonly scan and want to use the same LEs across the multi scans. The fourth command of port scanning option is perform a sequential port scan. The sequential port scan command in Nmap refers to the option -r, which tells Nmap to scan port in sequential, randomized order. And the command is sudo nmap -r small r and your target, which is my IP address. By default, Nmap scans ports in randomized order to avoid detection and evade firewall. However, using the -r option can be useful in some cases, such as when you want to scan a target in a constant and predictable order, or when you suspect that a firewall is blocking randomized scan. The sequential port scan can also be helped to detect the stealth or targeted attack, as attacker often scan port in sequential order to avoid detection.
This is all for the day we discuss, and we are going to continue our other commands in our next video. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel.